Yeah, and all I can hear is you typing and typing and typing. You're not saying, oh, you're live. Just help me, I'm say it, at least say it. I'm talking chatting to you. Yeah? Yes, but just in case I'm... whatever. Oh, jeez. Really? Really? I don't know. I was trying to call you and it was just, all I could do was hear you and you were just tapping away and you weren't responding to me. You weren't responding. Oh, I've got no idea then, man. I've got no idea. Just let me set this bleeding... Well, of course it's bleeding windy. I'm on top of a bleeding roof of a hotel. Oh, man. It's just... Okay, let me put the mic in because it's come out of its little bleeding ping pong, hasn't it? Okay, apologies to everybody who said that, who heard that, and... Yeah, but for somebody who said it's very windy, because the dead cat wasn't properly on the blah blah, was it? Gordon Bennett. And you know how frustrating that is, man. Oh. Welcome home. Welcome. Come on in and shut that door. We made it. Sorry, man. It was just like, I rang you, and I can hear you. Yeah. That I can probably hear you. I can probably hear you, but you can't hear me. I've got no idea. Ask the bleeding wizard of... Serious steep climb, man. Really? What about the D-links? And what is it now? Yeah, well, I think, to be honest with you, man, that is I'll tell you what it was, mate. I'll tell you what it was. It was probably something to do with my Wi-Fi, my phone connecting to the D-Link or something like that, and that one, having a hissy fit or something like that. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, hey folks, how you doing? Little bit hazy, and it's not Sunday afternoon. By heck. That's a BKN departure, that one. I just went out. Hold on, let me grab this. Oh, listen to this. It's good to get back to the sound of this, mate, I tell ya. Yeah! I've got to come straight back to this 380. This is the whole reason for the mad rush to get us live. So apologies for any foul language that you may have heard coming from my voice. I do apologise. Trying to learn my SIDS and oh yeah, look at that. My SIDS and stars obviously for arriving aircraft, but SIDS standard instrument departure. I had my usual waking up at stupid o'clock in the morning with my head all mixed up. Went online to look for standard instrument departures out of London Heathrow for 09. Found 3 of them. I think Compton is the big right-hand turn westbound. This one, I think, is Detling, DET, and the other one is BPK, which is, or B... There's 2 of them. See that? Low, being as it's BA. Don't know about that though. Brookman's Park. Why are you playing that out? Background. What, someone playing a banjo or something? I think this is going to be a... Oh, I don't know. Is he gone long? Wow, look at this. got to zoom out all the way from Australia, Jilly. Oh look, and there's the Perth, there's the London-bound 787 Dreamliner. It left 3 hours and 18 minutes ago. Oh, it's tough, isn't it, man? It's tough. That trip is tough. So on the standard instrument departure route, they can be, I think is it half a kilometre off track if they need to be, or but don't go above 6,000 feet, I think it is, until you're handed over to the controller. I think at 6,000 feet. Lots to learn. Still trying to get my head around all the bits and bobs. Don't forget, I haven't done any sort of school. It's all this stuff that I'm learning is from online, YouTube, etc., etc. Cool. That one's off to Bermuda, man. Bermuda, 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 Bermuda. Looking forward to trying my hand on the Boeing. So far, it's just been the Airbus, isn't it? So, and now is radar lagging, Jilly? Are you seeing it lagging? Hello. Bermuda. What's that? Oh, is it? Well, hello John, hello Phil, hello Steve, hello Bob. Hello. Noise in the background. There's bleeding cars down on the road. Look at that machine, man. And sheer beauty. David Wright. Always fun when you see a plane take off on the street and fly overhead in a few minutes. There we go. See, so is anyone going to confirm with me that that is a competent departure? Doing a UE. Yeah, okay. There is always that, isn't there? There's always that. Yeah. if you are having a problem with your sound, folks, I'd recommend rebooting the stream at your end, because you know everything's plugged in right here, and we're rocking and rolling with the mic. Everything's good. It's got its little coat on. It's a bit breezy up on top of the. Let me just. Do what? No, the mic's in exactly the same jacket and everything that it always has been in. There is no wind noise. Yeah. Stephen Russell, thank you. Sound is fine, absolutely fine. Karen Phillips, mega. Alex Hilton, thanks guys. Melody James, good afternoon. John Godson, I saw Jerry. Hi Jerry, I saw Jet the other, but okay. I saw a jet the other. Would you be used on this plan? Saw a jet the other, but there was no jet stream with it. John Godson. I think you're talking about a cruiser, maybe, and it didn't have any condensation trails, maybe. Well, that's nothing to do with the engines. That's to do with the atmospheric conditions at the time, which is obviously he's at an altitude where it's not giving out condensation, or you know, that kind of thing. Ian Morrison, thank you. Dimitri Spilou, thank you very much indeed. Sound is perfect. James Small, Ian R, thank you. Kathy H, thanks everybody. Right, okay, going to leave the sound now. Gary Pitt, may the peace and love be with us forever. Mikey, good afternoon. What do people think? I have a different mic for every different location I go to. It's exactly the same. It's exactly the same setup. So we're going to be through till sunset, folks. That's if I can stay awake. Should get some half decent sunset shots, I would imagine. No, Gallagher tuning in from Ickenham. Not Twickenham, Ickenham. Yin Team Stripes. G'day to you, Phil Eagle. Traffic is a bit more prevalent today. No more prevalent than it ever is from on top of the Hilton Garden Inn, gotta be honest with you. Diana Lee, sound is great. Yeah, just appreciate the position where we are, folks. We are next to, relatively close to, obviously I'm right up on top of the Hilton Garden Inn, and we're next to the A40, which is a pretty busy road. And of course, you know, different positions have different busyness of roads around me. Catherine Cash, that will be after this show. Tim Pierce, hold on, stand by. Let me just, how far down is it? Or how far up is it? Okay, there he is. I've got him, Tim Pierce. Oh, I've lost it. No, I've got it. Tim saying, I had a noise like you were on the hard shoulder of the M25s. Refreshing the stream has fixed it. Hard shoulder of the M25, blimey. Okay, there we go, folks. So Tim Pierce saying, and we've pinned it because he's saying that he's refreshed it and it sounds absolutely fine now. Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. And apologies to anybody who's having problems, but that's something that's out of our hands, I'm afraid. Thanks, Tim. Big Al's playing. Went to bed last night at 7 o'clock. Charge is like, where are you going? Going to bed, mate. Oh, all right. Well, I'll just stay down here then. Right, night then. 2 minutes later, he's straight up there, isn't he? WestJet. Out on the... There was a new fold down there, wasn't there, Jilly, when we drove past? Look, there it is. First one of the year, folks. He's having a snooze, look. Look at him there. Lucky sod. It's YouTube, apparently, folks, we're hearing. Alan Eason. Welcome back, Alan. Hope you're all doing well. Did you miss me? The Lazy Horse Tavern screaming emu. Interesting that the altitude climb ratio or rates that they've done over the years for sound abatement, basically to increase the angle of climb out, like what this guy's doing now, quite considerable, going up real steep to minimise the noise. But it's funny that the Green Man pub, which is just up the road there, if you're ever a visitor, get yourself over to the Green Man pub, folks. Can we see it over there? It should be just it's right there on the corner, isn't it? Oh, that's it there. Dick Whittington, I believe. Was it Dick Whittington with the cat? Anyway, apparently he was held up in there. Rumour has it, anyway, when he was on the run. Was that him? Peter Room is on the chat, I think. I still got your stickers are all beaten up now, man. I held on to a few just for you, thinking that we might see you in Hong Kong, but we never got around to it. 5 hours layover that was, man. That was... It went quite quick, actually, really, didn't it? Yeah. Yes, which was pointless, yeah. Only good in the daytime, that Skybridge. But yeah, this looks like an A330 that I can't see on my flight radar. What's going on? Looks like a... Is it? Yeah, look at that big droopy undercarriage on it. It's a CEO, probably Virgin, I'd imagine. A big lummoxing, great big flipping undercarriage. You lazy old... Yeah, Green Man's only good for arrivals. 27 left. When I first moved went to the Green Man. Oh, wow. That got me mega hooked. I was like, wow, you know, I mean, I'd been to Heathrow a few times when I was a younger lad, but I'd never experienced anything quite like that, going straight over the top of me on approach. And also, the thing is that when you go somewhere like that, it catches you out, doesn't it? You know, because you hear it coming literally at seconds. You can, before it just comes screaming over your head. Absolutely fantastic. So, on his way to Tampa, that 330 CEO, another. So they've got 4 of them that they've disposed of now. Hey, I saw on CNN today, which was a little bit odd. Well, not odd, but interesting bit of aviation news that Ed Force One, the 747-400, is being broken up by a German specialist, and they're going to be obviously, like they've done before many times, offering tags from the aircraft skin tags, which is it's a great shame that it is actually being broken up, to be honest with you. I thought that aircraft was still active. Ellis Chernoff flaps up already. I didn't see that. Did we see that? Yeah, I've on climb out, when I've been on an aircraft climb out of Heathrow, or anywhere really for that matter, 60 seconds is around about the usual countdown time that I count down in my head, that you get to before flaps start coming up, and it is literally the full ensemble as well that come up. We're going to get some great shots later. Yes, Gordon Freeman, R.I.P. Ed Force One, which was Iron Maiden's tour jet that Bruce Dickinson flew on the tour. I don't know if he did all the legs, because that'd been quite tiring, wouldn't it? Michael Bodnar, indeed. Bruce Moten grew up in that area but never visited the Green Man. It was an awkward place to visit without a car. Well, it's a short walk from Handcross Station. There's Handcross Station. Across the traffic lights. Walk up that road there. Diddly 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 dum, diddly dee. Walk like that cyclist's doing. Diddly dum. Walk along there, etc., etc. And where that truck is, actually you can see the parking lot. That's the parking lot, I believe, for the Green Man. Yeah, it's right there. But I would, like I say, I would only recommend it when you're when they're on arrivals, and 27 left arrivals at that. Great to be back home. It takes a few flipping days to reacclimatise, is that the right word? Get your flipping egg back together. Scott Hetherington, Bruce Dickinson's book, What Does That Button Do, is a good read. Oh, there we go. That's a good name for a book. Oh, hello. Nobody told me about that. It's our first cruiser. I'm coming back. Yeah. Could be an MS because that could be a 340. Call it yet. I need to wait. Ellis, glad glad you're rested from your long trip. Who's that then? Not yet, mate. A few more days yet before we're fully rested. It's difficult. I don't envy anybody who has to come back and go straight into that's a jumbo, isn't it? That's a jumbo. It's Cargo Lux on its way to Luxembourg. Isn't she beautiful? Watch this go through the shot. Yeah. What? It's a prop, look! Oh, right, yeah. That geezer, yeah. Bless him, bless him. Yeah, but he's just a natural sort of like, there was nothing untoward. It was just genuine questionnaire, wasn't it? Like, how do you do this? How do you do that? What do you do with this? And how do you do that? How much is it going to cost me? Where do I go to get that? Like, yeah. Next up's a fogger, isn't it? I would have run out of ink if I'd have had to write down the folks that came out to see me. Absolutely insane. I was at a car wash earlier, and this fella came and knocked on the window, and he was from the studios up the road. One of the cameramen works in the studios, Shepperton Studios, literally just down the road from us. And he says, "What do you do then? What's this all about then on your van? Do you ever watch the news?" Yeah. "Oh, you're that bloke, yeah, blah blah blah." And he said, "What do you use then? What camera do you use?" I said, VX3, Panasonic. He's like, "What's that then? Blimey. Is that, what was it?" And I showed him it, and he was like, "No." Because he's used to dealing with like £100,000 lenses and things, isn't he? Crazy, man, crazy. He says, "How do you see them?" I said, "Quite easily, mate. It's a 220, isn't it?" I said, "I can see them from 0 feet to 40,000 feet. Catch them. And trust me, I've tried them all, and even the most expensive camera will not do. This will not do. Call the schoolmaster." So another interesting, I can't tell you, but another interesting meeting coming up in April. Got one meeting tomorrow morning, which I can't say anything about. I'm sworn to secrecy. Another one in April, which I can't say anything about. I'd love to tell you what it's about, but nope, can't tell you. Oh, now 380 coming out. Beep, beep. Excuse me, would you mind getting out of the way, please? Who's that? Beverly George Retro. Peter Room brought his kilt. Easy, son. Oh, he bought... Oh, he's in Edinburgh, is he? Oh, right, yeah. I'm squatting. Aidan Campbell. Aidan M94. Sorry, Aidan. It's assuming that you're Aidan Campbell. Yeah, look at that, man. Look at that. Just have a look at that, folks. Aidan M. Good point. Perth Mark 2. There he is. Look, he's probably just finished the game of golf. Got back from whatever. Yeah, Kings Park. Great, beautiful location, and yeah. Oh, I like that one that I had in the tub, even though I got brain freeze or whatever it's called. I'm constantly suffering from that, you know. Marianne, not seen any fockers yet. No, not a focker inside. This way then. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry. Connectorus. So that's why they're called wide bodies, yes. It's a big old lump in it. Crazy numbers, some of the factoids about the A380. Wingspan is the same length as the first flight by the Wright brothers, which is the same length as the deck at the Perth spotting location, I hasten to add. Yeah, so that's interesting. I'm not sure if they refer to them as super, the pilots, that is, when they're I know they do in the United States, super heavy or whatever it is, because even at here we go, 767, here we go, folks, first one of the day. Sam Tweedale, good afternoon. Susan Elizabeth. Ian Lyles, thank you. Why do taxiways look like they've got slight hills in them? Well, it's interesting that you say that, Ian, because not all taxiways at airports are completely smooth, or should I say, smooth, flat. There are undulations in taxiways. Sometimes at intersection points. Look at this. This is good. Look at this burning. Look at that number 2. Look, both coke burners, and they look at that. That quite a few were people who burned the midnight oil literally when we were down in Perth from the UK. Probably, I'd imagine, still struggling a little bit, getting back into the daily routine, sleep and all that. Birmingham Airport runway looks like a roller coaster. Yes, it does. It's not as bad as what it looks head on. Head on, it looks incredible at Birmingham. But when you look at it side on, you can hardly notice it. Crazy. But yeah, there's quite a lot of runways around the world that have literally have a ramp. You're landing into a ramp or landing down a ramp. Manchester is that way. And a few that we've been to. I'm trying to think, but I will over time. Saying the Dreamliner was his preference over the 350. You know what? It's interesting that you say that, because I was looking at the architecture and the finish of the 777 versus the 350, and even though the 777 was older. I don't know if it is just the colour, the finish of Cathay Pacific, but some of it looked a bit sloppy. But in terms of the ride, the 350 seating with Cathay, Gilly will agree with me here, because you know on a long haul flight you suffer from bum pain, I guess you would call it, wouldn't you, or whatever. And you're constantly moving around trying to get yourself everything pain, trying to get yourself a little bit more comfortable, and but I must admit I just sat in one position all the way, well obviously, but I didn't have to, I didn't have any back issues or anything when I was out there, when I was flying. It was very comfortable. So I don't know if that's down to the seating, the cushion that they use, the foam that they use, or what it is, but very comfortable. I've heard also, folks, I did read the other day that apparently Heathrow are revising their thinking around the third runway, and I'm thinking it might, because from the plans that I've seen, it's quite significant. It's a load of construction that's required. It's almost like building, another airport, a single runway airport, in a funny sort of way, because we're not just talking about the runways here. We're talking about the terminals, additional gates, like lots more gates, etc., to cater for the increase in flights. However, I think from what I read, they're revising their ideas around it and maybe downscaling it, and I think that might be something to do with they maybe went out to or at least had a look at the plan in Frankfurt with the additional runway, their most recent runway, which is just a satellite runway, I'd call it, away from the main terminus building. So quite interesting that they're doing that. I don't know if that is the case, whether they're planning anything smaller than that. I've always said it would be better if they just had a runway that specifically catered for the single aisle aircraft, which is a high number. Leave this area here for the big stuff, and concentrate on the smaller runway for the quieter single aisle jets. It's almost like, if you want to fly on it, you've got to that's nice, isn't it? I'm going to say that is probably the best premium I've ever flown. It knocked the socks off of BA and Virgin Atlantic. Sorry guys, but it's just the case. And also, I've got to say, didn't I fly Etihad premium, Gilly? Look at his big droopy wings. Davey Dog asking if you had the live nose camera on the Cathay. We did. Got a great video of the touchdown, which was fun, with all the lights. Looks really spectacular. interestingly, that Cathay, both the 777 and the 350, the premium economy is only there's only 4 rows. Is it 4 rows, something like that? It's insane. What's the old Ram doing going down that way there? That's the instructions that he's been given by air traffic control or ground. Max. Virgin America flogs, you know. Why is it not Virgin America? Virgin American. Oh, United Virgin American flogs them all. Okay. Oh, I don't know about that. I've flown American. Oh, Cathay beats them all, right? Okay. Yeah. Yin Team Stripes. Joe Madden, good afternoon. Dan. Nigel Coxon, they were thinking about reconfiguring the airport anyway to increase capacity without a big new runway. I think. Okay, well, they wouldn't be able to do that unless they built a huge amount of new gates or even a new terminal. This is nice and low. This is nice and low. Here we go, folks. On the Compton departure. Look at that, look at that. It's going tight. She's going tight, man. Yeah. Flaps. Start pulling him up. Wow, look at that. Yeah, flaps going up, man. No, not yet. It's going to be in unison with the slats. I think they're going up now. It's great to look out on the wing on the 380, man. If you ever get a chance to fly on a, get yourself over the wing, but on the bottom bunk, if you know what I mean. She's flying, man. She's flying. 339. Early rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Excuse me. Wind 170.14, tap away, thank you. What's that, GP? Is it? It's quite a gamble, isn't it, really, with for Rolls-Royce to develop an all-new engine for the A339. well, 338 and 339, the Neo variant of the A330. It's a big gamble they took. Don't think it's paid off yet, but you know, it's the sort of like, I wouldn't like to say it's the poor man's 350, but you know, it does obviously cost less, but it's a good platform. Come on. Oh, that mummy then. Bless him. Full of the joys of spring, look. Ginny, look at him, look. Look at him, look. To Toronto, that'll maybe be on the E2 jet with Porter to Fort Lauderdale. I've heard they're really good. I've heard that Porter are a really good company to fly with. Andrew Foster, a shorter third runway to cater to single aisle could work. You would still need the terminal expansion. Well, I mean, don't forget, folks, that they've got the old Terminal 1, haven't they? Still, they could redevelop that. There's a ton of gates over there. I mean, not millions of them, but you know, there's a load of gates over there that they could redevelop and expand. Saw 7 bald eagles in a field on Monday. Oh, that's a thing to see, isn't it, man? Where do you come from? Oh, screaming at me. Porter's always super late here, it seems. James Small off to New York in December with flight BA185. Yeah, apologies for the random yawns, folks. Let us know nearer the time, James. As well, 777 MSC Air Cargo, 37,000 feet northeast. Well, we have cloud cover now, unfortunately. Andrew Foster, T4, 10% capacity currently, not really in the right place though. Well, yeah, you say that, but you know, you could squeeze a number of gates in there, can you, where that shed is? I think yeah, that's the far end of T4. That's great to fly out of down there, because if you're flying with KLM, for example, go all the way down to there, and you get a great view of the southern runway. It's interesting because Korean Airlines put out a post which showed version 1 of the new Korean livery, which was basically that, but with the big Korean written on it, yeah. And then the obviously the new one with that dodgy tail livery, which looks terrible. Just looks very poor indeed. And I basically said, for God's sake, why don't you just leave it as it, put the big Korean, meet us halfway, for example. Just put the big Korean font on it, but leave the tail livery, the iconic, really, I guess, could you call it iconic? The iconic tail livery. I mean, I'll be honest with you. When you think about it, if I was sitting in with the execs and all that down at Heathrow, I'd be like, we don't get a lot of freight traffic in here, do we? Where's the majority of our freight? Well, it's in belly, isn't it? Well, then why don't we sort of like reduce the size of our freight terminal? Can we do that in some way? And the private terminal takes up, it sort of like eats into it as well. Do we need to sort of like, can we not compress that down a little bit? Maybe build another, I don't know, expand T4 across there. I don't know, do something, Muttley. Peter Rowe, blimey, he doesn't mind the new livery. It's not going to grow on me, mate. Mark Jones, good afternoon. Rab H, 17 degrees on Friday. Oh, that's Scotland, I'm guessing. Paul Skinny say it could be 20 degrees here tomorrow. Susan New, how do you refresh YouTube on your TV, please? Come out of it and restart it, I guess. Would that be right, Jilly? Come out of it, Susan. I mean, if you want to, you can just turn the TV off and reboot it, can't you? That'll do it, wouldn't it? There's the E2. Just about to start building a 1/100 scale Boeing 747 in Lufthansa livery, manufactured and produced in '89 by a well-known Japanese model maker. Okay, bought in 1990, it's finally going to be built. Wow, Brett, that's fantastic. That wouldn't be. Well, he's got long, hasn't he? Wow, he's going right round the back of the bike sheds. What's this? Wouldn't be Tamiya, would it? Wouldn't be a Tamiya jumbo jet, Brett. Jimmy G. What What sense did I make? Really? I need to know because it's not often that I do. Eagle Atlanta, you're right about the new cowl livery, dark blue on light blue is uninspired. Gloria Garrison, love your waiting for a plane airports at London Heathrow and Perth. The Australia trip was exciting and glad you both are home. Thank you so much. Cincinnati in the house with Gloria. Gloria. Thank you, Gloria. Vintage red and white livery is retro-tastic. Yeah. Jonah B. I don't know. I've given up on that one because we've seen it all that time. I'm not going to see it again. Well, we probably will see it again, but one day it happened and we saw it, and it was the display jet. So if it is, it is. Mark has gifted a channel membership. Thanks, mate. We really appreciate that, Mark. Some lucky so-and-so is going to be gifted a 1-month first class membership. Rusty Shackleton, did you say? Shacklefoot. Rusty Shacklefoot. Is that the giftor? Oh, the giftee, sorry. I turned the housemaids off just to be sure. Oh, listen to this thing. Flex. 236ER off to Baltimore. So that'll be one with a raked tip on it. Oh yeah. Of these departures all at flaps 1 really for departure. What's that, GP? Oh, Craig from Any Builds is on the chat. G'day, mate. I hope you're well. Oh, look at this old girl. Yeah. That's a long aircraft. autopilot on. It's funny when you're climbing out. Sometimes you hear the it sounds like the pilots have manually pulled the power back to climb from flex, but then the autopilot says no, I want a little bit more power, thanks mate, and it's I don't know if that is the case, whether it's the autopilot overriding that manual input or what, but it's quite cool. Sometimes you get it. Saying hello to Olivia, Christopher Quinnis's daughter, I think, loves watching the show. Hello to you, Olivia. Future pilot. Paul skilling that Air Canada 330 CEO off to Montreal. Green fingers. Now knowing the A220s are built in Canada and America, I wonder if the current situation, yes, it will, green fingers, it will affect. Already, engine manufacturers are concerned about the tariff situation, which could affect. Well, it's definitely going to affect Boeing. That's for sure. They're screaming blue abjabs at the moment, or Boeing. UK 30, that is, on Flight Radar 24. Matthew Freeman, Singapore next Wednesday via Doha. Will be gone by 6 15 p.m. takeoff. Matthew Freeman. Singapore 6:15 departure. Is that that would be the 380, wouldn't it? Mark Atkins, thanks. Scropey, just flown back in this morning from Perth, Australia on the Slinger. Awesome. Bet you're a little bit tired, aren't you? Screaming emu. Shader, many times I'm trying to slow down and they're trying to add power. Fortunately, my jet can override them without disconnecting them. Is that what we were just talking about in the auto from? Shows, thank you, mate. Heading there in 5 weeks. Yes, indeed. Did hear about that yesterday. A great shame losing the last ever World War II fighter pilot, John Hemingway. 104, wasn't he? Fair play. He had a good innings. Got shot down on a number of occasions. Made it back to Blighty. Went down in the channel and got up and went back out there and flew again. He was an ace, I believe. Fighter squadron. Rest in peace, my old mate. Up there in the clouds or wherever it is, whatever you do. Jerry, if you're hearing power changes, it might well be the auto throttle disagreeing with itself. There we go. Yeah, man, love that. Tell you what, I've got to be honest with you, I was a little bit concerned with our departure out of out of Hong Kong on the 350. My God, it sounded like some kind of hydraulic system overworking itself, almost a bit like some kind of hydraulic pump that was like. I was like, blimey, that can't go on for the whole flight, because that was very deafening, you know. But it did stop eventually. So I'm guessing it was something that was possibly charging. Diesel 13 Royal Jordanian 787 special livery on radar. They're coming out of T4. To see aircraft waiting to go out. Oh, that's interesting. I will read that one, Rich. Are you going to pilot careers live this weekend in the Sofitel Hotel? Interesting. Who's organising that? Is that a BA thing? Sure about the next Euro show, Craig. I think the next one will probably be Toulouse. We're due a visit down to Toulouse, and although Europe's largest flight training exhibition. Interesting. Might be worth a nosy. With the camera, just as a walk around. Russell, BA has been operating an A350 between Gatwick and Orlando. Just haven't got one of their 350s down there, have they? It's probably they would have probably had a 777 on that, I'd imagine, but they've maybe got an aircraft that's out of service or something. They've been running that for. What's that, GP? The size of the engines on that E2, man. What's that, GP? What, that 350? Oh, the pilot career thing. Oh, they've got ones elsewhere as well. What was that? Blimey, he snuck out, didn't he? What's that? Did he just go out? Is that private jet that was down by the bread bin? It is, isn't it? E2. Complement of undercarriage doors as the old E2 got, which is quite had to be. I don't know if they extended the undercarriage on this jet because of the big engines. I wouldn't be surprised, but it's quite a big design change, isn't it? How quiet is that? That is insane, man. That is crazy. Falcon 2000 XLS, Rab H saying. Craig Charles loves the E2. Aaron Thomas, E2 be in Amsterdam 45 minutes and then another 40 minutes to gate. So I was reading up on the RNAV system of approach rather than the ILS, the non-precision approach, which I'm going to have a go at in one of my future sim challenges, which is basically, you know, using ground systems of VOR, DME or whatever it is, and all that kind of stuff, instead of using the ILS approach, which is, I've had a little look and done a bit of research in terms of plotting using Navigraph and all that malarkey. Still the same sort of system of plotting using waypoints and that kind of thing, but it's much more a much more labor intensive way of doing it, where you have to keep a very close eye on things like QNH settings, altitude, ground proximity, all that kind of thing, because obviously when you're using full autopilot, it will kind of do all of that for you, right down to the sort of 250 foot mark, which is quite interesting. The other day I learned that at 250 feet you have to disengage the autopilot, unless of course you're doing a full autopilot landing in a category 3 situation, something like that anyway. I'm probably talking a load about. But it's great fun learning, man. Yeah, distance and altitude is the key. Screaming Emu. Metallica fan. It's a brand new member. Welcome, Metallica fan. Look at the wing flex on that thing, man. Isn't that great? I think one of the examples that got me thinking about that whole RNAV approach system is the approach into Feng Shao. Is it Feng Shao? Feng Shao? Where it's a big right-hand turn. Well, it depends on what runway you're using, winds and all that sort of thing. But you're literally coming in over the hills, and that is a very sort of like, it's a non-precision approach, and you've got to really have your wits about you. Elevated runway and all that sort of thing. Difference in the wow, look at that. I've tried it and I failed twice. It throws you straight in there before you make the right turn. But so I'm going to leave it until the next sim challenge, so you can all join in my my failures. But we'll have a go. Go on, son. Not in our lifetime, Karen Phillips, pilotless planes. Not in a million years. Well, maybe in a million years, but not at the moment anyway. You'll always have to have somebody to oversee it, wouldn't you? You're never going to get anyone who's going to trust getting on a plane where there's no pilot. you know, can you imagine him on the good morning, ladies and gentlemen, this is your aeroplane speaking, welcome aboard flight, what's the flight number, can't remember. Everybody off. It's not going to happen, is it? Sitting next to me is a chip. Out. It's going to go straight out. What's this? Fire it up! %. Straight up to flex. Bang! Oh, Screaming Amy's back in town next week. We'll have to get you in the sim, mate. We'll have to get you, well, my lounge. We'll have to get him in the sim, mate. Totally get him in the sim. Here we go. It's an odd route, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Yeah. Wow. Up over North London. Look at that. See, that to me is not the BPK departure SID, because BPK is a little bit tighter left than that, I think, unless of course that just is the BPK, which is Brookman's Park. I'm guessing that is another SID which I'm unaware of. Bit of caution wake turbulence, maybe a little bit of wake turbulence. But there's a stiff old breeze, so it's kind of like a CG Hill. Good afternoon to you. Go on, son. He's flat out this morning. Yeah. The way that Boeing carried the technology, some of the design technology of the 787 over to the 737 MAX with the back end, the new back end on it, with those twin tail lights, tail strobes, I guess you'd call it. But the next clean sheet design from Boeing will more or less be a single aisle variant of the Dreamliner, really. I think we've got a 767 lined up. Nice. Yeah, look at that. See those flipping
great big winglets from a mile off. Roxy Simmons' stepdaughter arriving from LAX on Sunday. Yeah, find out the flight's details, Roxy. See if we can make it for her. Always like to see if we can catch people. I don't know what the wind's going to... What are the winds? Don't tell me 09s, yeah, Julie? Come on. If it is, I'll scream and scream and scream. And stamp me feet and everything. Throw me toys out of the pram. Oh, thank God for that. Been out to the courtyard, seems like 20 years. United 767 is going to be with us for a lot longer. So yeah, saying earlier on that we are overdue a trip down to Toulouse. It is a bit of an odd one, Toulouse, I've got to say. You've got to be a real hardcore aviation fan like me to appreciate Toulouse, because Toulouse, even though Blagnac is a commercial airport, it's only relatively small stuff, although Qatar do fly their Dreamliner out of there. But other than that, really, it's all about Airbus production and seeing aircraft being towed around the airfield with no engines on, and unpainted aircraft and all that kind of stuff. It's really cool. I really enjoy it. But obviously I'm always conscious of you guys, like, you know, are we there yet? Freddie 28 is a returning first class member, been with us 2 years. Ferdy, sorry, not Freddie, Ferdy. Thank you so much, mate. Welcome back. And Guy. Kerry Davies, awesome sounds, feels like I'm there. Oh, is that? This looks like the Royal Jordanian. It is, isn't it? With a 764 behind it. How about that? Susan Elizabeth, that's a new experience for me, so look forward to Toulouse. Yeah, of course, they've got their new, so I say new, is you can go right up to near the fence and still get a look over the fence, or up on top of that, perched up on top of that parking area, which I'm not sure whether they've sort of, like, you know, I think they're still going to leave it. Wow, look at that thing float, mate. Wow. Oh, this is the Petra, is it Petra livery? Wow. Blimey. How derated was that, folks? Really? Blimey. Pilots agree, I don't know, but that was like, you know, that wasn't flex, was it? I don't think. It sounded like a 320, for crying out loud. What's going on? Lovely old thing, this. Look, this is another one that's going to be around for a number of years. 767-400 1200, the hot rod. Oh yeah, look at the wings. Wow. Oh, she gave us a great profile shot of her wings then. Now you're going to see that. The raked wingtip. Raked? Oh, how lovely. The raked wingtip on the 767 is far more prominent than on the 777. Got to be honest with you. It's ever so slightly different because it was the prototype test bed for the raked wingtip before they bolted it onto the 777. Because of course the 777-200 was the first out of the box, followed by the 777-300. It wasn't until later that they bolted those raked wingtips onto the 777s. I think extended range, the freighters, of course, all the 200 freighters, all the 300s have the raked wingtip. Sit right. See that, mate? It's the Beluga's busy over his place recently. Loves Toulouse. Yeah, I mean that's another thing, folks. If you've never seen the Beluga before, which is the Airbus transport aircraft, which they use to transport parts of their aircraft from their manufacturing points through to the assembly lines at Toulouse and other airports, other assembly FAL facilities, FAL being final assembly line. Of course, at Toulouse, you've got the A339, 330 as well, still being every now and then being spat out for MRTTs and stuff like that, government jets, A350s, of course, 339s, 321s, 320s. Oh yeah. That's a clip wing there, you see, look folks, she ain't got no wingtips. Well, she's got wingtips, but no wingtip devices. Okay. Beautiful sight. The 767 heaven in the US, was it Chicago? Negative, Rumi. That was Dallas Fort Worth, wasn't it? Wow, what a great position that is. MD-11, 767s, 300s as well, which, interestingly enough, going back to Dallas Fort Worth, remember what we thought, I think, was a ground power unit being hooked up to an aircraft, making a hell of a racket. It transpires, folks, that I think, look at the little plane in front of the big plane. Transpires, that's another private jet, that it was when we were in Perth, the 330 Asiana, it was Asiana, wasn't it? That was sitting down at gate making a right old racket. Couldn't figure it out because there was nothing hooked up to it in terms of ground power unit. Usually you see the leads all going into it, or a stationary ground power system there, like a Jenny. But somebody came on and said it's the brake fans. Oh, Oh, she's over me, man. I've got a little tiny break. Oh. I'll have a go. I can see her, but it's quite nice, that private jet. Oh, 757. Well, that was also. The 757. If you're talking about Pax jets, then yes, 757s, 2s and 3s at Atlanta, isn't it? Atlanta's really the home of the 757, I think, with Delta. There's some more of that this year. Make a right old racket. Good position outside the hotel there. At Atlanta. Yeah. But yeah, so turns out, I don't know, I can't remember who mentioned it on the show when we were in Perth. Oh, was it Loganair? Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. It's all right, mate, it's all right. You've only been back for 2 days. Calm down. You make mistakes, son. I've seen so many of the little ones, haven't we? Anyway, whatever. Green fingers. Could Airbus not expand Toulouse for 220 production as another option for the future? Only if it requires it. At the moment, they're a little bit sort of like... of course, the 220, the A321 production line, the FAL is now what was the A380. But I think at the moment they're sort of set in their ways with Canada, aren't they? Because it is it? I'm guessing maybe that that what was originally the Bombardier, because aren't Bombardier like French, Canadian, or am I just thinking that? I don't know. But if that's the case, then maybe that's why they've still got the production out there in Canada, the facility. Of course, big facility in Ireland for the A220 wing manufacturing. It's one of the only wings that Airbus doesn't have made by the guys in Wales, Chester. How quiet that is. Now you see, if you went to the locals, if you went to the locals and gave them all the spiel about how quiet those single aisle jets are, the new ones with the geared turbo fans, the A220s, the 321s, 320 Neos, and the E2 jets as well. What's that coming out there? What's that? That's interesting. Is it a 321 freighter or something? What's going on there? Oh my goodness me! It isn't anything. Wait, hasn't got any wings. What's going on? What is happening? He's not going anywhere, is he? Oi! That's insane. It's got no tail on it. goodness me. Well. Where did he come from? It's like I thought it was something coming out of the come on, son, get it out. The freight hub. Oh, is it a new fire trainer? Okay, or emergency evac thing or something. I don't know.
It's molting.
They wouldn't use it as a fire training aircraft. I doubt it very much. That would be an evacuation aircraft, because you can't light that thing, can you? Otherwise, it will just melt. Hello. Oh yes, that's nice. What, that aircraft, did it? Oh, Paul Skinner used to be German wings, then Euro wings. What, that aircraft? That donor jet? I can't get my head around it, really. I mean, you could fit that in a jumbo, in a nose loader, because someone would have seen that coming in down the road, wouldn't they? Unless they did it in the middle of the night. In the middle of the night. So you see it all the time now, don't you? Because of course, the Green Goddess went a long time ago, didn't she? We actually saw that being used at one point, didn't we? It's on some kind of platform, Andy. Oh, it travelled overnight from Cotswold Airport on March the 5th, Daniel Hill saying. Interesting. So, Cotswold being St Athan, is that right? Kemble. Yeah, St Athan. Oh, Kemble. Okay. Okay. Can you hear that? Hear that? See the heat coming out. Oscar Bravo. That sounds like a neat. Is that? Hold on a minute. That's a Virgin jet, isn't it? Oscar Bravo. Out of bounds. We're out of bounds, son. Take another shot. Oh, listen to that. They're winding it up. Give it some. Yeah. Look how white that other one is, man. It couldn't get any whiter, could it? Listen to that. Chip has GV Bob. It's a 350, is it? Oh, okay. Dreamliner, isn't it? 330 Neo, right. I think it's a 339. Is it 350, yeah? Yeah, that's all right then. Yeah, look at the heat coming out the top of that thing, man. Can you hear that, folks? Yeah, man. Brett's saying you could see the tail flexing, man. Wow, I bet there's a lot of disruption with the power being bounced off that wall. I mean, it's not vertical, it is angled, but even so, it's still going to have a lot of kickback from the engine. So that's probably why that vertical stabilizer's getting bounced around. Wow. Giant bee tails moving monster fly. Yeah, man, how cool is that? It's just not seem like they're running nicely there. They put that, I think they've just put that Malaysian 350 on a remote start. Stew and the crew recent coach trip to Tenerife got diverted due to road closure. Ended up around the back of the North Airport. There was an old Vickers Viscount rotting away on a car park. No! Wow, when was that, Stu? Oh, I'd love to go and see something like that. I like exploring things like that, man. All old leather and the old smell of the inside of an old aeroplane like that. That's why I love going to museums, man. Should have smelt the inside of that Lancaster, mate. I've got to do the same thing with the ton-up Lanc at Hendon, because you'll be amazed at that, man. It's one gnarly aeroplane. Shooting in from Sheffield. It's the great steel capital of England. Still is, really, I guess. Just not as much, really, I guess. Not so many spoons and forks. Spoon salesman, eh? Stuart, look what you can see on Google Maps. It's still got a bit of heat coming out of there. Wow. Can you you say it's in a car park? Oh, surely you can't actually go in it, can you? So many amazing people come out and see me, man. It was like insane the amount of people that came out. Yeah, from the top, literally from the top. And there's more people as well. there's quite a few names on this list that I've missed out. Steve Jackseth, Michael, who gave me that 737 model, David James, who brought me a toasty, Robin, the IAS engineer at Luton, who knew my dad, ladies and gentlemen. Well, didn't know me dad, but he was obviously a young apprentice. He was a young apprentice at the time, and my dad flying his DC-8 into Luton. Wow, just amazing. Anyway, Greg, mate of Russell 737QF648. Oh, Greg, yes. Oh my goodness me, of course, Greg. How could I forget the pilot who folks. He laid down the gauntlet, man, for future pilots. If anyone, in terms of a wave or a sign, he went home, he printed it out and everything. It was brilliant, G'day, Big Jet TV, and it just out of nowhere, especially. Especially with a backstory, because the backstory was that the flight number, it just so happened that the Virgin Australia 737 was pushing back from Terminal 1. Was it Terminal 1? No, Terminal 3. Terminal 1, yeah, Terminal 1. And it had the same bleeding flight number, albeit a Virgin Australia one. And we thought that was Greg. And then all of a sudden he just turned up next to me, and it was like right there in the windshield. He just put this. Oh, it's just brilliant, mate. Anyway, whatever. Perth Mark II. He turned up with his t-shirt on. Tim was there all day. He was there with and then there was a tall fella with a UPS brown t-shirt on, and I can't remember who that was, but because I never got his name. I think he told us at some point. He said I was the one who was there earlier, but it was difficult to know which one was which. Aaron, who gave us a pack of cards, an old Qantas pack of cards, ladies and gents. Remember the old days when you used to get a pack of cards? That's 2 sets I've got now. One BOAC, no, British Airways, sorry, and one Qantas. Old school, man, old school. Jane came and saw us. Jane, FOF. FOF, what's FOF? Yes. What is it? I know. Friend of Fifi? I don't know. Friend of Fred? I don't know what. Reno and his daughter Cheyenne, Reese, Lucy and family, Peter McAvoy, Wade Perry, Ozzy Rose, who gave Gillies a couple of, who gave us some presents. Milford, Kent lady, son first solo flight at 15. That was it, yeah. The lady from Kent, Phil Goodridge, and of course Lee. How many people, man? How many people? There were more than that. The young Mitchell as well, don't forget. Yeah! I even had people coming up to me in the museum when I was walking around the museum. Insane, mate. What a great family we have, global family. Incredible, man. John Grinner, Qatar 777-200. Is that something that is that lining up? Oh yeah, there she is. It's not a freighter, is it? Is it a freighter? Yeah, the one lined up down on Sierra. It's a freighter, yeah. Going to Brussels, blimey, he'll go up quick then, man. He'll go up real quick. Yes. No, that was Philip. That was Phil. That was Phil. Yeah, I just mentioned him at the end there. He was the guy. It was a FIFO. It was a FIFO fun, wasn't he? FIFO Phil. Mitch. Yeah, Mitchell, of course, the young lad. Oh, look, he's got a boopy nose. Oh no, he's got a dodgy nose radome. Look. Lovely old United 777-200. Ain't got no nose, ain't got no teeth. Got a serious complex though with that nose, yeah. Blimey, do you have to film me, mate? Here comes the Freighter. This could go up very quick. Look at that! Look at that! I'll drive a golf ball further than that. Chip has 1990 German Air Force 350 just passed over. That's a lovely jet. We saw that at Toulouse, didn't we? Didn't we see that getting delivered or something, that German Air Force 350? Did we? I can't remember now. Oh no, it's Frankfurt, wasn't it? I saw it at Frankfurt. Blimey. Levelled out already, look. Oh my goodness me, that wing looks completely out of alignment, doesn't it? Does that look, is that an optical illusion? Or does that wing look completely out of alignment? Well. Oh, you can do fine. William, Airlines Cadet Academy. Good for you, mate. American Airlines Cadet Academy. William, that is fantastic. Or Wilma, sorry. Oh no, William. Sorry, so Wilma's saying nice to see you on BBC Two the other night. Yeah. William, there he is, William Oakley. Jerry, is there any chance? Well, we've done Dallas. Jerry does Dallas. Yeah, but we'll go back. Go back though, won't we? See, Walt. Paul Skilling has gifted a channel membership. Thanks, Paul, mate. That's very kind of you. If you want to quite a lot of good stuff actually on the Perth stream. Big numbers, got to say, yet again for our international show. This is prior to the premium members being able to see it. From our first and super class members, our viewing numbers have been really good on all the Perth shows. So still doing the right thing. You guys getting a right good look in on that stuff, even if you don't see it live. It's good to know that you're watching it on replay and enjoying it as well. So let me just see that. William Oakley, Jerry's there and he played. I've just moved there and am in the American Airlines Cadet Academy. William, can I ask you please to stay in touch, mate, because that would be wonderful to get regular updates of your progress through the Cadet Academy. I appreciate that will probably take somewhere in the region of 2 years, will it, before you are a fully fledged commercial airline pilot? I'd imagine something like that. Is it around about 2 years? I don't know. And is that the same kind of academy that British Airways offer as well? In other words, they pay for your for you getting through it. Obviously, you have to pay them back at the end of it by serving with them for a certain number of years. I think that's the deal, and understandably that would be the right way to do it if they're paying the £100,000 odd, certainly in the UK, that it costs to go all out from literally from the ground up all the way. But I have to say, William, congratulations on that, and well done, mate. Your folks must be very, very proud of you, because we know that it takes a lot of skill and dedication just to get to even the stage that you're at, because for you to be picked for something like that, it means that they think they've got a lot of trust in you, and they think that you're a someone who's got their head screwed on. Fella down there is the fella from the other paddock. This is a nice fella. He's a proper hardcore lad. He's a bit of a sort of like, but he's being nice to his animals, mate. I like that. You nice man. Oh, bless. That's definitely from the other paddock, mate. That's definitely from the regular paddock. Yes, so William, there we go, mate. Keep us posted. Andy, the Viscount was an ex-BEA, I'm guessing, BAE. BAE. It was retired from Canarias, from Canarias in '82, initially used as an advertising item for Canarias, but it became rotten and was moved to a fire training area. Oh, okay, so not accessible to the Gen pub then. Melanie, good afternoon. Legs all octopus. Oh yeah, sounding good, man. Vertical stabilizer of the Kenyan jet there, kind of because of that structure behind it. It's a bit like the Air New Zealand 777 at Perth, wasn't it, Gilly? When we got there, it's like, oh look, there it is, it's parked up down here, I can see the tail, yeah. And it just totally looked like it. It wasn't at all. It was a piece of airport structure with a bit of mountain in behind it, it looked like. But the funny thing was that was where the Air New Zealand jet was parked eventually. Anyway, you had to be there. You'll know what I'm talking about if you've seen it or if you watch it. Someone else with a new replacement radome, a backup radome. Oh, someone else nicked one off JetX, is it? JetX. Jetstar. It's Jetstar though. Hey, bleeding thief. Poor old Jetstar. I'm very sorry, we won't be flying that plane tonight on the Fed 70s news queue. William Oakley, I have a loan from American Airlines Credit Union that defaults till I am hired. There we go. Wow! We start flying for PSA, which is one of the 3 American region carriers, and transfer to the main carrier after captaincy. Wow! I mean, it's a long way down the road, William, but blimey, mate, you got your looks like you've got everything in order in terms of your navigation chart to captaincy, etc., etc. That's brilliant, mate. Congratulations, man. What do you say, Zach? No. Where's he based? Dallas. Oh, right, okay. Well, let's go back out to Dallas then, Gillian. Meet him, shall we? Because that's fantastic, man. Just to say hello, you know. We will be coming back to Dallas, William. So by the time we come back there, you may... I don't know what stage you're at, mate. Are you right at the very beginning of it, or... Minor! Wow. 6 hours late for Singapore. It's crazy, isn't it? Screaming emu. I really recently ran into a kid, hopefully not literally, with 180 hours and a PPL, and he was interviewing at United. They're getting them younger these days. Wow, yeah, that's brilliant, mate. It's so true. It's like that young Mitch in Perth. He's all about it. And I keep saying to anybody out there who's got young kids that you know, it's difficult these days to think of a future career, but if you're into aviation and you love your aviation and you want to fly and you've committed and you're half decent at school, you know, you don't have to be a bleeding scientist, man. You don't have to like have degrees and stuff like that anymore. I don't think you do anyway. I think you just have to be very successful in terms of your schooling, but also be able to pass the interim examination, which is I have to say quite difficult. I haven't done it, but Johnny did it, and you're on a time limit as well. It's not like you can do it, you know, over a period of days or anything. It's like, you know, once you start the clock, you have to finish it within a certain period of time. I think it's like 6 hours or something like that. But yes, depends on what airline you're with as well, because it's standard operating procedures with different airlines. Companies have different policies, and you know how to deal with this and how to deal with that. You know, they interestingly enough, one of the questions that came out of one of the airlines, I won't mention who it is, but it was like, if you have an unruly passenger at the back who's upset because they've been mistreated by this, that and the other, I'm like, oh, what are they asking that pilot for? That's all down to the bleeding flight crew, isn't it? That's how they deal with that. I mean, if the captain has to get involved with it, eventually he might have to, or she might have to. Like, you know, if it comes to sort of like where the cabin manager's like, listen, I've got this fella up the back here, he's not sitting down, he's very unruly, and they're sort of like taxiing out or something like that, then the captain will obviously take it back to gate, won't he, for crying out loud. He's not going to stop it in the taxiway, and you know, it's just going to take it back to gate. Tower, we've got an unruly passenger, we're coming back to gate. Or can you put us on a remote stand or anything like that, please? We've got an unruly passenger, refuses to sit down. Cabin crew have done everything they can, but we need him off the aircraft. Can we be met by security and everything like that? So, there you go. I should be a pilot, really, shouldn't I? Just ask me, mate. Yeah, no doubt the captain does have the final say, but it's wow, she's late going out this one, folks. There's going to be a lot of very unhappy passengers on this aeroplane right here, right now. Bodnar, yeah, no, ATC just the same. Desperate to hire new operators, controllers, and that's another thing that I did read a story a while back about air traffic control. I don't know if it was in the UK or where, but they were looking to hire or interview gamers. How about that? You can understand why. It doesn't take a lot to figure it out. Rolls-Royce Trent 900s, here we go. So that's 60 seconds from departure. Might see those flaps start to retract. There we go. I think they're retracting now, aren't they? That flex, that lovely. It's an airplane, but more so. Yeah, it's like instead of an hamburger, it's like 16 ounce steak or whatever you call it. Ribeye. Aaron Thomas, that jet was supposed to take off at 11 a.m. Digital David, don't let that put you off, because you know what? That's the one thing that, in terms of your communications with ATC, if you watch somebody and shadow somebody doing it, and even shadow somebody doing it. I'm talking about. I'm lucky enough to have Johnny and other people that I'm going to be flying with on the using VATSIM. It is amazing, but it all seems too much. I completely agree with you, Digital David, that it sounds it's blimey. But if you break it all down, in terms of clearance to pushback, you've got your call sign. That's one thing that you've just got to be always using at the back end of the call. After what British Airways Alpha Yankee 20, requesting push and start or they'll say, good afternoon tower, this is Golf Alpha Yankee 20 at stand 415, requesting pushback for a northerly departure or something like that. Then tower will come back to you. They'll either give you the permission or they'll come back to you in 5 minutes or so. I'm not going to go through the whole rigmarole, but all I'm saying is that, when you're approaching an airport as well, most of the stuff is all from departure up to where you're handed over to other controllers along the waypoints. But generally, the busiest part is pushback, taxi, where you write the stuff. Don't feel, oh God, blimey, I've got to write it all down. They're not going to bamboozle you, but even Screaming Emu and other pilots say that you write it down if you've got a little pad there, because it's the non-flying pilot, I believe, who will be getting the instructions. So they've got time to write it all down. What's that? Yeah, I'm doing the RNP. I'm doing the RNAV approaches. Already started looking at that, but we've got a long way to go before we do all of that. It is a case of, piloting is there's a lot of repeat stuff there. It's just different airports, different waypoints, knowing all of them, but you don't need to know all of them because that's all in your nav aids in terms of your, the Navi graph when you put your where you're flying from and where you're flying to. It will basically give you all of your waypoints. I mean, there's a bit more to it than that, but generally, once you tell it, you have to input what runway you're going to be using to depart out of and arrive. The weights and balances and all that kind of stuff is all given to you as a pilot, but for simulation purposes, generally it's already loaded up. You get a full complement of passengers. You get freight on there as well. Your fuel as well. Your preferences. Your performance numbers are all put into the. It's just brilliant. I'm enjoying it, man. I'm really enjoying it. I thought I'd be frightened about it, but having sat in with Johnny and seen him do it, and also looked at and listened to, there's that 350 going out. He's had a nice engine Tesla. Seeing what goes into it, it's very much repeat. So like I say, the departure and arrival is probably, I'd say, the most critical part, because it gets, like Johnny said to me, and he's obviously learned this from other guys, that you've got to stay in front of the aircraft and never get behind the aircraft, because you always want to be on top of everything, knowing what's going on. So certainly through the descent, like for instance when we were the other day flying in from Schiphol into London. Hello, operational change. I was wondering what was going on. What were they all coming down here for? Oh my goodness me. Well, one of them was on tow. I know. A wild snowball, wind direction, 210 degrees, definitely changing to 27 operations. Okay, there's a last arrival by the looks of it on 09 left. Okay. Thanks everybody. While I was Gina Graham, Adam Twaits, Bruce Motu, new fire airframe. It's not going to be a fire unit, it's going to be for emergency evacuation training, I would imagine, for the fire service, but they're not going to use it as a fire unit. They're not going to catch a light to it, put it that way, because it's obviously alloy and not steel. Thomas, that was BA4 from LAX. Yeah, well, slowly the wind has started to blow in my face. So, yeah, there we go. The old switcheroo, mate. Martin Saxton, thank you. Thank you, Steph Bird, for telling Martin Smith. I don't know if he was joking there, if it was 3 p.m, but no, it was a joke. I think it was a joke, yes. Oh, he's put lol at the end, isn't he? Oh, right, okay. Oh, sorry about that. Alpha Echo could potentially be used for cold smoke training. Yeah, oh, definitely. I think they utilise some kind of system that like not dry ice, but like in the discotheque, we used to have these smoke machines and all that to simulate an engine or cabin smoke. Interesting that I was reading yesterday actually about that Swiss. It was a Swiss 220, wasn't it? That had an engine malfunction. Apparently, it was the main shaft which attaches the coupling that attaches the main front fan blade assembly to the shaft. Basically failed. They lost the engine, diverted, and then but the cabin filled with smoke. The cabin crew donned their emergency head covers, the fire head covers, which are airtight. They zip on not zip on, but it's like putting a bleeding a sandwich bag over your head, but obviously with a breathing system integrated within it. But it's. One of the cabin crew unfortunately succumbed to the fumes. None of the passengers did. They all were okay. I think that was as a result of the oxygen masks possibly being okay. John Grinham, runway change due to wind, my friend. Same as always the same. Can't say I remember the last time. We had a 09 to 27 departure runway change here. We've had a 09 to 27 arrivals. Oh, look at that. Isn't that a lovely shot? Oh, that might be a thumbnail there, Jilly. Just there for you. Fire hoods, Carol Phillips, yes. Let's have a look at some departures then, shall we? You fancy a bit of that? Very much. BEA off to Frankfurt. I've flown on BEA, haven't I? Have I, or that wing, lovely wing. Tommy Thompson has gifted a channel membership. Thank you very much, Tommy Thompson. Nice. That's pretty cool. Nice one, Tommy. Oh, sorry about that. Where did you hear that from? That they're retiring BEA by the end of the year. That may... Well... Yeah, it won't be a good thing if she goes down for scrap, will it? Mind you, she's had 2 stays of execution, hasn't she? Peter, Whiter, E2s need a wingtip modification to make them full model. Well, Peter, I disagree. The E2 wingtip is a raked wingtip. Have you not seen it? Very modern wingtip. Jed, thank you. The hoods the cabin crew wear are PBE protective breathing equipment, or commonly known as smoke hoods. Zynax wants a shout out for his little boy Stan. What a name, Stan. Brilliant, man. Or Stanley when he's naughty. Stanley! Leslie, let's not worry too much about it yet with BEA. We have, after all, got 9 months of her left, and the biggest worry for me is that, she'll end up on the scrap heap. I wouldn't like to see that happening. Hopefully she'll go to a new home and be turned into a lovely private jet. Steph Bird, rate wingtip is still a wingtip. That's why it's called a rate wingtip device. Exactly what you're seeing here on the well, actually the Dreamliner is kind of a hybrid winglet, isn't it? Because, well, we don't call it a wingtip, it's a wingtip device because it's Boeing, but that is a what they call a blended wingtip, but also a raked wingtip on the Dreamliner. Best way to look at it is from below. But there you can see it does flip up ever so slightly. But it's so it's kind of half and half. Easy there, son, flipping it a bit close to the mark there, that old bird in it, flipping it, fair play, son. Watch the wings flex on the Dreamliner, folks. Already they're starting to flex up. Look at that, look at that. How quick that thing gets going, man. Look at the wings flex up. And then at V1, watch it, watch the elevators flip. She'll go quite long. She's a Dreamliner. Watch the elevators. Here we go. There we go. Now the wings are at full flex, man. Look at that. Dreamliner always takes a relatively longer run than anything else because of the systems that are built into it, where it to preserve the on-wing time of the engines, to maximise the efficiency of the engine, rather than like putting your foot down right on the pedal immediately. 777-200. These the old Trents. Might get a bit of black smoke out of these ones. Look at it shuddering, man. Georgie boy, no, Concorde was, you know, the design just needed it to have afterburner capability, which is just literally injecting fuel, raw fuel into the exhaust to increase the power for takeoff. Because of, I think, the wing design, really, more than anything else, wouldn't it? Like, you know, because of that. Zach Joseph Travel went on the old BA Concorde sim and flew it with ex-Concorde pilots. I've done that, and it's great, Zach, isn't it? What a great experience that is, man, at Brooklands. I mean, not just, you know, it's old equipment, but just the feel of that flight deck and how tight it is in there. And of course the flight engineers panel as well, which now all of that flight engineers panel is just on screens. Everything is there on the flight deck screens for the pilots. It's incredible, man. Jules Harris, some rudder action there. Peter Wilson, sound and pictures coming through okay, brilliant. Digital David, lots of information on Heathrow's website about runway alternation. I thoroughly recommend that if you're ever down this way. Screaming Emu, I don't know if he's been to Brooklands. Should definitely do it, mate. It's got to be done. I mean, he's here regularly, so yeah, it's definitely got to get yourself down there, mate. I'd even go down there with you. You know, take the sausage dog down there. No, that would be a good day out, that would. It's a great place to visit, man. And of course, they've got other static displays there as well. VC10, an old Viscount, I think, BAC 111. Yeah, the VC10's something else, man. A Britannia, I think they might have it. No, they haven't got a Britannia, no. But of course, they've got Concorde there as well. It was one of, I believe, one of the not prototypes, but not one that was in service, I believe. I believe it was a one of the demonstrators or something like that, or even used for prototype purposes. I don't know, but anyway, great thing to get involved with. Wild snowball. Just looked at the winds. Excuse me. Weather for Sunday, and apparently the winds are all over the place. Mornings indicating 9s, afternoon 27s. Okay, afternoon show on Sunday. So there's the A220 up against the A320. One, I think. 320, 321, twin doors over the wing, which is quite interesting because they changed that configuration, didn't they? From 2 doors over the wing to 1 door forward and 1 door aft. It's a 320 anyway, isn't it? It's not a 321 that. Sorry, my eyes are all watered up from the wind. Trust me, it's blowing through my glasses and making my eyes all water. Hold on. No, I'm not crying. I'm not sleeping, I'm just resting my eyes. Poor old Jilly. Of all the people, it was a sort of thing that would definitely happen to me, wouldn't it be? Why me would be the question coming out. But poor old Jilly, I was like, when I woke up, having gone to sleep almost immediately after the food was served on the Hong Kong London leg. I woke up and oh wow, man! I just seen a plane landing over there. I'm like, oh my god, what's going on? Of course, they're coming in over there, aren't they? Right at the touchdown point. Yeah, Jilly, poor old Jilly. I got up to go to the loo, and I heard this bloke snoring over the other side. I was like, thank God I've got my bleeding noise-cancelling headphones and all that kind of stuff. Because it was terrible. Oh my god, sounded like a pig in a pigsty, and it was the bloke next to Jilly. Jeffrey Phillips, why is there half a plane sticking out of the bread bin? Apparently driven up here from in the Cotswolds or something. Under the veil of darkness. Pistol night. Michael Bodnar, yes, the A220 indeed was the Bombardier CS100 and 300. Is there something else being fired up in there? It is, look. Listen to that. In the summer, Maggie. Daniel Pearson, yeah, most definitely late shows in the summer, but also some lovely sunrise shows in the summer would be good as well, wouldn't they? These things can pack a punch, mate, I'm telling you. Just double check that's not the one we flew on, was it, Jimmy? Okay. Large. He's having it large. I love that streamline. Yeah. I love that streamline bodywork there. So when the flaps are fully retracted, that nice. Watch this. Kevin's got A220 parts on his desk for inspection. Oh, lucky you, mate. Smell of like the cleaning solution that you get on aircraft parts. Love it. Love it. I don't know if this is going to go full flex or what, but here we go. Such a stubby little empennage on the 350 compared to other big wide body jets. Michael, I'll be honest with you, those latest AirPods that I've got are unbelievable in terms of noise cancellation. Absolutely incredible. And also they're kind of that sort of like technology where when you put it in your ear it happens. It's like, it's hard to explain because I don't know what it is really, but anyway, they're very, very efficient. I do prefer my over-the-ear headphones though, but the latest iPod ones are earpod ones. Oh, okay. Peter Whiter heard the comment about the wingtip mod, but just mod, I think, up to tiplets. Yeah, well, you know, I'll be honest with you, the A220 has got quite an old version of the wingtip fence. You know, I mean, it has got a bit of a curve in it. It's a lot more curved and aerodynamically shaped than the A330 or the 747, for example. But it would be lovely if the A220 had a blended wingtip like the A350. That would look absolutely fantastic. Worst flight for me was when the BA cabin crew made a little tent thing at the back of our 767 and slept in there on the flight back. One of them constantly letting out streams of smelly farts. Lovely. Nice. I would have had a word, mate. I would have had a word. I would have totally had a word. A seat available at the front row seats in front on your row, if you know what I mean. The left hand seat was free. She was on her own. Yeah. Well, the one at the bulkhead, same as where I was. No, on your side. In other words, your seat, but the one at the front. Yeah. Not the opposite side, the one in the aisle. You could have moved, yeah, you could have moved. but you would have had to have moved like halfway through the flight, and it probably wouldn't have, you know. There was a lady there as well, so she probably would have understood if you had said, "I'm really sorry, do you mind if I sit here?" Because the geezer at the, you know, that guy. Oh, he was filling the whole cabin. You could hear it, mate. It was terrible. Can you imagine if he's married, man, and someone has to sleep with him on a regular basis? Be like, mate, you could go and sleep somewhere else. Yeah. Oh my God, you're joking. Jules snoring. Oh yeah. That's terrible, mate. You just want to go, shut up! Like right in the middle of nowhere, you know, and then everyone wakes up and you're like, oh, thank God for that. Yeah, man, I do you know what I would have probably been a little bit disruptive, Jilly. I would have been like, you know, banging my seat and like slamming that shut and opening that, pushing that, flipping that off, getting that out, rummaging around in things and everything, just to keep him awake. And then if he had gone, do you mind? Are you gonna sit still? Well, I'm only doing this because of your bleeding snoring, mate. And he would have known about it and all, wouldn't he? Because he obviously always snores, doesn't he? God almighty, mate, do something about it, for flip's sake. Get a nose device or something, I don't know. You can get them, can't you? At least do something. If I was a bad snorer, man. I mean, there have been times where I've had a good snore, but generally, I'm not a snorer. At least I don't think I am. Let's not get into that, okay? All I'm saying is that I think you should have done something about it, mate. I would have kicked up a fuss, man. Oh, look at that. No, not wake him up. Make sure you just keep moving around in the seat and sort of like, you know, accidentally banging him with your elbow or something. Oh, sorry, mate. Jules Harris, my husband has a wristband that delivers a small electric pulse if snoring. What wakes him up, or how does it know he's snoring then? And if it gives you an electric shock, what does it do? What does it do? Does it wake him up? Because that would, I'd be coming straight off, mate. That'd be across the room, that would. The sun goes down. Nick Gray, lovely Royal Brunei. John Grinham, good night, good afternoon, good night to you. See you Sunday. Clark, yeah. I tell you what, I've had that. Thankfully, okay. The one thing you want is you want an aeroplane that has a one of those like old 1980s flipping handheld things for you know, with the cord on it. You know, remember the old. Because you do not want a touchscreen. Because if someone's playing a game behind you on the touchscreen, as a woman was doing with me on a flight from LA or something like that once, oh my God, I just went, right, that's it, got up, I said, sorry love, do you have to push the flipping screen? So, oh, I'm only playing a game. Oh yeah, but you're pushing it hard. Shall I do it to you and then you can see what I'm talking about? Oh, I'm only playing a game. Yes, but you're hitting the back of the seat and you're hitting my head. It's like someone hitting your head with your finger. You keep do. I can see you playing. I can feel. I know what bleeding level you're on. 1,600 points, lost 3 lives, and you've been playing for 3 hours. Take a cattle prod. River Flame, good night to you. Clive Clark, yes. I'm not the only one then, that's funny. He kept banging the screen deliberately after the bloke dropped his seat before we took off. Yeah, but generally the flight crew come round. Kept prodding it. It's the worst thing, man. It's the worst thing ever. Because you're like, it's a Larry David moment, Jilly. I'm actually quite surprised that he didn't actually use that as one of his sort of, Yeah, was it Angry Birds? So, man, have a bit of. Yes. That was quite funny. Yes. Something like that, yeah. Shouting at you. Turn the bloody telly off! She's like, what? I'm fast asleep. Feeling hearing things. Yeah, Kevin James, welcome back, Kevin, first class member. Yeah, do you remember that time, Ginny, when on the Anchorage, sort of like Seattle or something like that, or Atlanta Anchorage leg, where you put your seat back and a bloke like pushed it right back forward again? American. Like, mate, and you accepted it, mate. I would have been like, I'd have dropped it again. And if he had pushed it, I'd have got up and I'd have gone, what are you doing, mate? Oh, you can't put your seat back. I bleeding can, mate. That's what it's called. It's what got a rest for. What's the problem? You can do it if you want. Look, there it is. Do you want me to help you? God, blimey. If he had done that, mate, I would have had a right old go. What are you doing? I mean, obviously, the etiquette is to not have your seat back when you're eating. Yeah, you generally put your seat forward when you're eating, so the person behind you can access the tray thing at the back of the seat, the fold-out thing properly. Yeah, that's understandable. I'm very calm when I'm seated on the plane, man. Just give me my phone and I'll play flipping 500,000 rounds of whatchamacallit. Solitaire. Lovely solitaire. Especially when I'm on a run as well. Yeah, Michael, you're right. That's why I honestly, I'll be honest with you. Because it is, isn't it? When you fly as often as I do, it is that, oh God, okay, who am I going to get sat next to? What's it going to be like? But no, every single time I fly, always like within 3 seats of me, you know. And 90, it's even worse when you're trying to film the landing and you're like, oh, this is a good one. This is good. It's off.
You're bringing your bleeding like newborn baby on. It's not going to enjoy it, is it? You got to cart all that gear around with you, all the nappies and all the bleeding this, that, and the other. Get to the hotel, up half the night with it. Where? Thank God I never. Jiminy cricket. It happens, mate. It happens every single time I fly now. It's like, right. I don't mind the short haul ones, obviously. You know, even Toulouse is fine. You know, because normally you get a really cheap business class seat on BA because of my status on the short haul flights down to Toulouse and that. So I generally do well on those. But long haul, it's a gamble. I'm telling you, and gamble responsibly. That's terrible, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I've had ones where it's a night flight, you know, and the kids start screaming its bleeding head off during the departure. So you don't get any good shot of the departure. You think, well, I could film it and then I'm going to have to put music over it. It's just not going to work, is it? Thanks, mate. Thanks for that, you know. And then, of course, you know, then they go to sleep, but then you go to sleep, and then like, you know, out of nowhere, in the middle of nowhere, it's like, oh, what? It's like, oh, man, I'm awake now, aren't I? Anyway, it is what it is. It's just, you might, and the other thing, folks, you'll know what I'm talking about here. The battle of the armrest. Oh yeah, especially on some airlines, yeah, in economy, yeah. The armrest's like 20 mil wide, and you get on, and you're like, right, okay, man, I've got to claim this armrest. I've got to claim it. So you just sit there with your arms, like, you know, like that. So you got sort of like halfway across, halfway up it, and everything. Yeah. But then at some point you've got to get up, haven't you? You've got to move your elbow, and that's when they come in and they claim it. It's like, you know, I have to wait till they move now. But actually, on my flight back to London, was it back to London from Haneda? That geezer, the bloke with the blow-up flipping footstool, which was pointless. Absolutely pointless. It'd be work perfectly if you're in a exit row seat in the window, and that would work absolutely brilliantly with a blow up footstool thing that he had. But he had it. He was in the aisle. I was in the middle. His mate was on the left. Never looked out the window once. Not once when we were at a party. And I was like, mate, really? Whatever. He had a blow-up flipping cushion. Anyway, whatever. That's another story. But yeah, this flipping thing, when he put his legs out on it, it was all wobbling all over the place. Of course, his legs were sticking out in the middle of the aisle, and everyone was getting in the way and kicking him, and it was like, you know, it's pointless. Save it for another day, mate.
you know. Anyway, I had a right battle with him all the way across, all the way from Japan to London. I had a proper battle with him for the armrest. I don't know who won it in the end. Oh yeah, see that, man. Yeah. Yes. No, man. You gotta move someone when they do that, man. You gotta move them. Just move them with your arm. Move their elbow. It's like, you know, when I used to commute on the train, some flipping idiot would, you know, fall asleep on your shoulder, dribbling on you, and you're like, mate, get off! Flipping heck, mate. No, you got to do something about that, Jenny. You can't let the whole flight go through with him sticking his elbow into your space. Yeah, man, it is. Especially on a long flight like that. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, look at this lovely thing. No, you don't have to touch them, man. You just like go like that, you know. Just shut you. Just move your arm like that or something. I don't know. Oh my God. Michael Lashuk. My brother had a big emotional support dog next to him in the first class. Dog took up half his foot space. When he landed, my brother had flea bites all over his legs. Oh my God. Really? That's terrible. It's not just flea bites all over your legs, mate, but that dog has infestated the bleeding, the cabin. That's where I got my fleas from, Jilly. Wasn't it? Something like that, probably. Because it was a United flight, so that might have been an emotional support animal, I don't know, donkey or something, that was sitting in the, you know, down in the footrest, in the footwell, that's shed fleas. And obviously they've, you know, I would imagine they do not I don't think they fumigate, do they? I mean, they may fumigate during, you know, only when needed to, I'm guessing. You know, they wouldn't do it like, you know, it's not part of the cleaning process, is it? Back in the days with COVID, they used to fumigate the cabin, didn't they? But they stopped doing that now. They don't do anything now, do they? Greasy marks on the windows. God, blimey! Got to make sure I take a nice cloth with me, you know, to clean the greasy, horrible, sticky bogies and things off the windows and finger marks and stuff. It's like, God, blimey, how much hair gel have you got? Emotional service turkey. Fantastic. Emotional support. I don't know. Did someone have a pig or something? One of those little mini pigs or something. It's a duck, that was it. Yes. Yeah, that's a good call, actually, that. Liberator. Take antiseptic wipes and stuff with you. I used to do it all the time when you know, before. Well, no, sorry. During COVID and, you know, everything. I used to take those hand wipes with me, those really nice ones. Make sure I get at some of these things, because you're absolutely right. Armrests as well, you know, and definitely the ablutions. Nice bit of brake dust there. Did you see that? Nice. Getting some great departure shots, man. Stephen, they used to spray flights on arrival to the Far East and Australia. Yes, I remember that. In fact, I'm pretty sure that when I flew down to Nairobi with my mum and dad, yeah, listen to that. They sprayed the cabin with, mosquito repellent or whatever, you know. Down there, and then used to have to get the malaria jab and all that, didn't you? You had to get like about 5 different jabs: yellow fever, cholera, bleeding, you know. Yeah, look at that. Malaria. Not going to go as far as taking gloves into the toilet. But I tell you what, that's another one, isn't it? You know, waiting for the toilet. When they got one good toilet on that 350, Jilly. Did you ever get in it? It's like a bathroom. On my side, it was on my side. It was on its own. There's a little slimsier toilet where you sort of like turn around, like you can just about turn around in it. But then there's the other one. It's like double the size, basically. Anyway, is my voice going here? This isn't good, is it? Is this the back end of that bleeding throaty thing that I had? I've got a meeting tomorrow on the bleeding phone. I can't like go, hello. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, get up for the toilet, go stand there. Both toilets are on red. Yeah, hoping that the by who? For doing what? Did you go down to the front into the business section? Seatbelt signs were on. Oh man, you can't get up. No. It doesn't matter. No, you gotta wait, man. You gotta wait. Yeah, no, I know. I remember that particular time. In fact, I remember when that turbulence had stopped and the seatbelt signs had gone off and it had all been comfortable for a whole load of time. No. A whole load of time in it. I went to the toilet, went into the nice, comfortable one. Bang! Bleeding started up again, didn't it? And I was like, oh no, please. I don't want to hit my head on the ceiling. Anyway, that's a bit of a shame. That's it. Etihad 380 going in there, isn't it? Am I going to have to speak like whispering Bob Harris from now on? I think I will. I think I'm going to bring the mic over here so I don't have to talk so loud, because I need to preserve my bleeding voice for tomorrow morning's meeting, which is a really important one, because I don't know sign language. I know. That's exactly what I'm saying. Shall I prepare some boards tonight with a big black marker pen? So I'm just gonna. So can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Whispering Bob Harris.
show we've got. So what? No, of course it wasn't. Nothing to do with you. Oh yeah, so just to finish that bit off that I was just talking about with the going to the toilet. So I've gone to the toilet. I hate this. This absolutely. I cannot stand this. And anyone who does this, you are a dirty person. No, seriously, mate. Disrespectful, someone who hasn't obviously, and just a disrespectful person who doesn't appreciate that someone else is going to use the bleeding toilet right after you. Hear the yeah, and then wait for a couple of seconds. He's obviously wiped his hands, I don't know, whatever. Comes out, opens the door, walks off. I've gone in there. He's only about, what, 25, something like that. He's a youngster, you know. He hasn't pulled the seat up, hasn't he? He's taken a leak and it's all over the gaff. And I'm like, you dirty, you bloody pig, you know. And the trouble is that I couldn't do that, could I? I've done it. It's happened in, you know, at the services or something like, and the geezer comes out, and I'm like, oh mate, really? You know, not directly at him, but letting him know that, you know, can't put a seat up, mate. You know, or at least, you know, and it's all everywhere. It's like, yeah, I got to clean that up after you, you dirty little. No, I didn't, man. No, I didn't. Trust me, man. If it had been in the daytime when everyone wasn't asleep, I would have opened the door and gone, mate, do you want to put the seat up next time, fella? Because he was Asian, wasn't he? Japanese or Chinese or something. I don't know, but you know, mate. Anyway, so you can see I really enjoy flying, folks. I really enjoy flying. La 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 la. You think, oh, look at him, lucky sod, going off all over the place, flying here, flying there, doing this, doing that. Well, trust me, man, it's hard work, and the flying experience. Sometimes you get a really good one where nothing happens. It's like brilliant. It's like, wow, yeah, this is lovely. But there's always usually something there to sort of like make your life a little bit miserable. Anyway, whatever. Well, we kind of are talking about planes, really, Peter. My experiences of flying. Michael, the rant today keeps the doctor away. Kick. Karen, I know. People in general can be very disrespectful towards their fellow passengers. Would you do that at home is my question to anyone that does that. Would you do that in your house? And if you do, then shame on you. Can I go home?
It's not like a wasp's nest, it's like a rant nest. Michael Bodnar. Should actually cut that out and put it on Twitter, Jilly, because it's everything about it is right, isn't it? It's not like, you know. And of course, you've got to remember, you might get the very angry flight attendant who happens to be looking after your position. Is nice. Better during the day though. Oh, look at that, mate. I was going to say he's changing up quick, isn't he? Fortunate that when I go away, when I first started going away, when I first started travelling with Big Jet TV, I would become discombobulated when I woke up, like, where the hell am I? What's going on here? Where's the door? You know, banging into walls and stuff like that. But now I'm all right. I acclimatise to the environment and turn and burn, mate. Go on, son. No, that is the fortunate thing about the toilet on an aeroplane is when it expires everything, it expires the air inside the odours, shall I say, inside the toilet as well. So it's not like you have to worry about, like, you know, I'm just going to give it a couple of minutes. I'm just going to wash my hands for an extra long time. It's not like that. It's not like that at all. Although the bloke that was sitting next to me on the previous flight, he'd obviously washed almost whole of his body with the soap, because he came back and was like, blimey, mate, in heck. You know, because I knew it was the soap solution from the toilet, because they're all more or less the same. Although I have to say that Cathay Pacific one was lovely, wasn't it, Jilly? The hand soap. No, but the hand soap was lovely. It's a lovely, not that horrible sort of like Pears soap smell. You know, it was like a really nice. Oh, did they? That's funny. Ellis, yeah, he's That's another thing I don't really have a problem with is room numbers. So I'm assigned my room number. I generally, I'm all right. I sort of like remember it very quickly. I don't know why, but anyway. Oh, the lift. Oh, bless him. He was sad to see us go, wasn't he? We can't explain it. Did I record it? All the time we were there, he was like, when we got there, he was like, oh, hello. And then he was like, oh, goodbye. It was funny, but it's very difficult to explain. It was a do noise. noise which elevators make, and then right at the end it sort of like peeled off, like it was sad, a bit like the windsock at Anchorage, the float plane airport park. The sad elevator, yes. That's a kid's book, isn't it? The Sad Elevator and His Friends. Craig P. like the one on the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I don't remember that, but I kind of know what you're talking about. Actually, yeah, I think he might be talking about the computer, which was the face, that fella, and he was always miserable, wasn't he? Chrissy, did I record the sad elevator? Did we get a recording of it, Jilly? I'm sure I did, you know. I think I did. It was guaranteed every time, wasn't it? But it was twins and all, wasn't it? It was twins. Both of them did it. Yeah. The Sad Elevators. The Sad Elevator Twins. A good name for a band, isn't it? Hi, Whispering Bar Paris, and tonight we have the Sad Elevator Twins all the way from Perth in Australia. And here they are now. Zoe, sorry, Holly from Red Dwarf. Yes, that may be it. Holly from Red Dwarf, that was it, yeah. Yes, that was it. Holly from Red Dwarf, brilliant. Mind that! It's nearly time for bed. Actually, this time yesterday, it flipping was. I was obviously, I know. I was like, Charlie was like, where are you going? Like, I'm going to bed, mate. I'm hanging here. I can't. No. But what about Coronation Street? No. And the worst thing is, you're actually walking up the stairs, you're actually falling asleep, aren't you? You're like, hurry up, quickly, get up there, hurry up. Like stripping everything off. Anyway, you had to be there. Should we finish with that one then, folks? Should we finish with this one then? Folks, thanks for tuning in today. It's been great, your company once again. We've had some good chat. We've had that young man in Dallas who's in the cadet scheme. I definitely want to keep in touch with him. Thank you everybody for reaching out. Thanks to all the Aussies who came and said hello again. By the way, folks, don't forget where we are, the Hilton Garden Inn. As a member on Big Jet TV, you do get perks for discounts at the Hilton Garden Inn. And if you do stay here, I would recommend thoroughly that you stay in room 747. If you're pre-booking a trip, then you can book that room. And that room basically looks straight out where we are here on the
on the west side facing frontage, and room 747 is just down to my right here. So whether they're on 27s or 09s, you always get a good shot to wake up to. And then of course, don't forget, a short walk across there is Myrtle Avenue, sorry, yes. And you can get coffees and stuff in there, in the shop, and so on and so forth. Short walk also, if you're coming to stay here from overseas, from the Hilton Garden Inn, is the tube station at midnight. That is Hatton Cross bus and tube station. So public transport, very close by. But if you fancy it, come here in the summer and do the walk around London Heathrow, the entire airfield. If you, I've got to do it at some point. It's got to be done. It's got to be done, man. We'll do it when the weather picks up a little bit. We've got to go and pick that jumbo tire up as well, Gilly. I've got to make a decision on that. You know what I mean? But I think it's. How does he know it's a jumbo? Where does he know yeah. Has he actually got the paperwork on it? If you know what I mean. The heritage. Kevlar Kev, thanks very much. Rab H, Steph Bird, Beverly George, Dillis W, Melody Squidell, Brett Myerscough, Ken Phillips, Mike Red, Paul Skilling. It was at Myrtle Avenue yesterday. Oh, he was at Myrtle Avenue yesterday. That ain't going to work, Steph. It's just too complex in terms of logistics, you know, too many people and safety and all that malarkey. Michael K, thank you. Chrissy Diane 78, Melody M.A. Jumbo tire of questionable provenance, sorry, yes. That was the word I was actually looking for, because he says it's from a 747 SP, but look at that sunset, man. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? Just look at that for a minute. Squiddle has gifted a channel membership right at the end. Thanks, mate. And that's Christine Barnes. Welcome, Christine. She might not be there. Gary Boats, Cheryl Wales, Joanna B, Beverly George, B Calpan, HGC. Sorry. Brett Myerscough, yes, isn't that beautiful sunset? Love planes. How long does it take to walk around London Heathrow? I reckon about 2 hours, I think. It's got to be done, you know. I could do it. I could definitely do it. Yes, 10 miles. Okay, well, when I play golf, I normally walk about, how long's the average golf course? About 4 miles, 5 miles, something like that. So yeah. Oh, it's 10 miles, double that. Well, it takes us 4 hours. No, it takes us, like, you can get around in 2 hours. Yeah, I reckon it would probably take, I don't know really. Yeah, 4 hours if you took it at a decent pace, I'm guessing. The UK, thank you, John Singleton, Lowlander. Martin, sorry mate, just about to leave you, mate. Yes, that's true, Alex. But if I did walk around the perimeter of Heathrow, I'd have to do it live, Jilly. We'd just take the bing bong with us, or I could. No. Couldn't we do it? Can we do it in some way to so I can use the head cam for the GoPro? I'm guessing they've got a head cam for the DJI, haven't they? They must have. Mind you, I'd look like a bit of an idiot with that thing sticking out of my head, wouldn't I? Yeah, there we go. Yellow box in the backpack. That's nice and light, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, but if you're walking, you're going to walk with. Oh, mind you, you wouldn't keep up, would you? No, you ain't coming. You ain't coming. Yes. As my backup. You could. Yeah. And I'll jump on it every now and then, cheating. Right, folks. It's been great again. Lovely to be back. I have to be honest. Thoroughly enjoyed our time out in Perth, but it's always great to be back home. Thank you, Heathrow. Thank you, all the security teams, Heathrow Police, the fire services, the emergency services, all the people that work at Heathrow. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Hilton Gardening. Thanks, Chili, for looking after the feed. And who else was in? Who else was in? Steph, Trish. Sorry, mate. Sorry, Trish. I saw. Anyway, right, folks, look after yourselves, and we will, if we don't see you before Sunday, which we will, because we're going to do something on Friday night. I think we're going to do a sim challenge, so we'll see you then. Look after yourselves. Thanks, everybody. Stay alert, stay happy, stay healthy and sensible, and don't wee on the seat. Yours, GP. Sable Burrito, wait a second, please. What's happened to Sable Burrito?